Hello good folks of the vinyl community, this is Mike, PC31, the vinyl policeman. Contests in the VC are fantastic, aren't they? Especially when you win one. I recently won JT Record ROMs contest. It was one which JT put up because he smashed through the 1,000 barrier. When I looked earlier, I think he was through 1,200 now, on his way to 1,500 and onto 2,000. He deserves it. He's a great chap and very supportive of all of us in the VC. He's got a really good channel, puts great videos up. I always learn so much from his videos. So if you, in the unlikely event you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to JT's Record Room because it's really good fun. It's a great channel. JT was very generous because he actually put up 2 prizes. There was a first prize which I won thanks to Sean, JT's son. Thank you, Sean. And there was also a second prize which was won by Aaron Mutter Aramer. So well done, Aaron. He got the second prize as well. Fantastic. So basically there were 3 questions which JT posed. 3 albums, show 3 albums from 3 different genres, show an album from a new album from the last couple of years, and also show a guilty pleasure. So I showed David Essex Rock On, which I think is a great track from the 70s, 1973 from memory. I wanted to post this video to thank JT, but also to show that the winnings have been very well invested in vinyl, of course. So I've got 3 double albums with my winnings, 1 from a punk lord, 1 from a rock god, and 1 single genre record, which was records from the 60s. I'll show you that in a second. So the first one to show is the 9th album and the first in 20 years from Public Image Limited, PIL. So this came out in 2012, and the PIL have done one since then, but I didn't have this one, and I really wanted it. The other thing is I'm going to see PIL in a few weeks' time over in Southampton in the UK, a place called the Engine Rooms, which holds about 800 people. It's all sold out. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Johnny Lydon at that one. This is one that he recorded on the PIL. They recorded on the PIL label, their own label. All the artwork has been done by John Lydon. Rather snazzy. Very colourful. It was recorded at Steve Winwood's studio in the Cotswolds, and I'd imagine that's a picture of the Cotswolds. But apparently John Lydon said at the time there were sheep everywhere, and Johnny doesn't like sheep. A classic John Lydon. But I'm really looking forward to seeing him in a few weeks' time. And so I invested my first part of the prize money in that. The second one, I invested in rock god, the spectacular Bruce, The Rising. I've got all of Bruce's studio albums, but this is one, I've got several copies on CD and various things, but for some reason I never got this on vinyl, and it's a fantastic album. I absolutely love it. I know it inside out because I played it so much. I saw Bruce 4 times on this particular tour, twice in London, and I also came across to New York. I saw him twice at the Giant Stadium in New Jersey, East Rutherford, on 2 separate trips as well. I won't go into that, but it turned out to be 2 separate trips. But Bruce did 10 nights at the Giant Stadium with a little gap in between, and it was the Rising tour. So you probably all know this one really well, but there's just spectacular tracks on this, and came out after 9/11, and a lot of the tracks, really poignant tracks which Bruce wrote relating to that. You're Missing, I mean, The Rising itself, it's just such a fantastic album. So with JT's winnings, I thought I'd take the opportunity to actually get this on vinyl at last. I've got tickets from the show and everything, and programs and various things which I've got elsewhere, but I also picked up a bootleg CD of one of the nights I was at the Giant Stadium. This was the 21st of July 2003. I think this was the 4th show, and it's 3 discs on bootleg. So I didn't pick this up now. I've had this for a long time, but absolutely brilliant. 72-minute album, which far too long, I think, for an album. It's obviously the CD world, but with The Rising, you really don't notice it. I mean, such a strong album. It never feels like a long album for me. And it was the 6th Bruce album to go to #1 on the US Billboard, so another really successful one for him. Okay, The Rising. And the final one, also another double, which I picked up with JT's money, is one which I haven't, I think I've played the first side so far, but I've got a lot more. I need to really get into this. Nuggets. Put together in 1972 by Lenny Kaye, who was a journalist, a writer in New York. Lenny Kaye also went on to become the lead guitarist in the Patti Smith group. But he put this together, and it's capturing all the major, say, psychedelic tracks of the mid-60s. So it goes from 1965 to 1968. Nuggets, original artifacts from the first psychedelic era. And there's some great things on it. I mean, the Electric Prunes track on it, the 13th Floor Elevators, a lot of really great psych. I don't know if you can pick that up, but this was a summary of the whole thing from Lenny Kaye, and then all the tracks on the double album. He actually produced a few more albums after this. This was one which was the psychedelic bands from the UK and worldwide, and he did also a volume 2 of this particular one. I actually got this because I was in my local record store, Heathen Chemistry, in Fareham in Hampshire in the UK, in England, and the owner of the shop, Simon, we were talking about psych, and I'm really into all things psych at the moment, and he said this really is one you must have for your collection, and picked it up, and yeah, like what I've heard so far, and it's good. So I'm looking forward to really getting into that one. So thanks again, JT and Sean, for picking us out. Really appreciate it. And as you can see, I spent the winnings very, very wisely. So go and subscribe to JT. Thanks, folks. Speak again soon.